Hello folks, this is Josh from Fanfare. I've decided today to do a shoot of all of the games that we have on our BoardGameGeek row. Now they won't necessarily be every single BoardGameGeek item, as we're out of stock on some of them, and there are some that we just can't get in because they're only sold through Kickstarters or whatever. But as you see the little oval numbers, like up over here, Pandemic Legacy Season 1 is BoardGameGeek number 2 currently. That's out. All of these are pretty highly recommended by the board gaming community and by us here at Fanfare as well. So if you have any questions about them, feel free to call us at 269-349-8866, and you can call that same number to place a curbside order right now, and anytime we're open, which is typically 10 till 6. So we're going to just move along down this row here. As I have things to say, I'll go ahead and fill you in on my input on these games. So for like Terraforming Mars, it's number 3. It's an engine placement game where you're all vying for various organizations to colonize Mars. Moving on, we've got Star Wars Rebellion, Twilight Struggle, Scythe, which I've heard very good things about, but I haven't had a chance to try it yet. Spirit Island, which is a cooperative game. Terra Mystica, which is, I believe, a worker placement game. Castles of Burgundy. Seven Wonders Duel. Oh, and there's Cool Guy Skeletor. Seven Wonders Duel does happen to be one of mine and Skeletor's favorite two-player games that are out there. So if you're looking for a great two-player game for your lockdown or shut-in, this is awesome. Moving on, we've got Brass Lancashire. Arkham Horror the card game. Viticulture. Feast of Odin. Puerto Rico and its expansion. Puerto Rico I've had a chance to try. That is another worker placement game, one of the granddaddies of them all. Orleans. Agricola, another excellent worker placement game, one of my faves. Mansions of Madness. Oh, hi again, Cool Guy Skeletor. Yeah, Mansions of Madness does happen to be another one of my favorite games. And this one is a fully cooperative game. It uses a companion app that runs the board. So you're investigating a mystery in the Cthulhu world, and the board is laid out as you go. So before you open a door, you don't know what's on the other side. It's pretty sweet. Here's Pandemic Legacy Season 2. Root. Root is relatively new and has been rocketing up the BoardGameGeek list ever since its release at Gen Con 2 years ago. Power Grid. This one I often call my favorite board game. I love the fact that it's got a lot of different elements, but it's not too terribly difficult to pick up on. It also has a really great mechanism for making sure that those people who fall behind in early turns can catch up. It's pretty slick. Imperial Assault. Zolkin. And Azul. Oh, there's Cool Guy Skeletor again, reminding me that Azul is probably the favorite game amongst the entirety of the staff here at Fanfare. The boss plays it, I play it, everybody plays it with their entire family. It's a sweet tile-laying game that's got a drafting aspect to it, and it plays really well from 2 to 4 players. There's Robinson Crusoe. Lords of Waterdeep, which is one of my favorite worker placement games as well. And despite the fact that it's set in a D&D universe, if you don't know D&D, you can still play it, and it plays just fine. But if you do, it's got some pretty awesome references to the D&D stuff. There's Clank, the first Clank. Oh, and Cool Guy Skeletor is upside down over this game. So this is a deck building game where you're doing a little bit of dungeon crawling, but you have to be careful not to generate too much clank. That is, don't make too much noise, because when the dragon comes out, he tends to chomp those people who have been making the most noise. It's pretty slick. I like it a lot. I am going to butcher the name of this. Let's see. Teotihuacan. Yeah, that's probably not even vaguely right. But anyway, that's a really new game, just out. Eldritch Horror is another game set in the Cthulhu worlds of Fantasy Flight. Dominion Intrigue. Codenames, which is probably the best party game that we sell. And finally, Marvel Champions, the living card game. This one was brand new when we went into lockdown. It had been out for maybe a month and a half and is, by all accounts, a brilliant cooperative deck building game. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to call us at 269-349-8866. Cheers!